All right, guys, we've got some really good news to talk about regarding Grand Theft Auto 6, as players have actually found some new information on the profiles of two Rockstar Games employees. And it's actually revealed some details about the development of GTA 6 that should get us very excited. So obviously, we haven't heard anything from Rockstar since the official confirmation that the next installment in the GTA series, its development was well underway. And despite that announcement, we don't have the game's location, the release. We don't even have an official title, although I think we can assume it's going to be GTA 6 or Grand Theft Auto 6. And we'll even talk about that in a second, as two profiles of Rockstar employees. These are public, they're not private. They're on the business networking site LinkedIn. It's Nathan Hunt and Ryan Schachter. Hopefully I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. Not only do they state that they are working on GTA 6, which I think that confirms that if Rockstar employees are calling it that it's going to be called Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, whether it's going to be called GTA 6 or stylized as Roman numeral 6, we don't know. As I'm sure you guys know, Rockstar actually changed Red Dead Redemption 2, like the number 2, to Red Dead Redemption Roman numeral 2 about a year or so before the game came out. So it's very possible that that could happen for Grand Theft Auto 6 as well. But I do believe in some way, shape, or form that's going to be the name of the next title. Now let's start with Nathan Hunt first. He is a senior cinematics camera artist. He's been at Rockstar for 5 years and 5 months. He does virtual director of photography and cinematography and scene editor for AAA titles. And you can see the big one there, Grand Theft Auto 6 at the very top. You can see responsible for cinematics, cinematography, and narrative design flow for immersive, seamless transitions from cinematics to in-game, managing tools development with tech art for the camera department, scene editing, mentor new hires, design and create cinematic transitions for cutscenes and interactive scenarios, cross-department collaboration, and working with large teams across different disciplines to achieve the desired quality and direction of the scene. All right, so we actually do get some interesting information there. Let's just kind of start at the very top. The first thing he says is seamless transitions from cinematic to in-game. So basically going from a cutscene to when you ultimately control our character. And I think that Red Dead Redemption 2 and a few missions in GTA 5 have smooth cutscene to in-game transitions, but it's good to know they're working on this for GTA 6. And I think Rockstar made big jumps from GTA 5 to Red Dead Redemption 2. It is so smooth when you go from in-game to going up to a character, the cutscene starting, and then jumping right into the mission. Definitely with Red Dead Redemption 2, I feel like Rockstar made big leaps and bounds on that. It seems like this guy is also responsible for editing a lot of the scenes that we're going to see. So all the cutscenes or all the intros, stuff like that. Designing and creating cinematic transitions for cutscenes and interactive scenarios. Basically, the smoother you can get this thing, the better it's going to look. Especially in a lot of older games, whether it be Rockstar titles or just in general, there's always that weird, like, does it transition to a black screen and then you go into the cutscene, or is there like a long loading time and then you get into the action? So the less they can obviously have of that, and being able to work with these new consoles, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and obviously as PCs become more powerful, it's obviously going to allow them to do a whole lot more. Now, moving on to the next one, Ryan Schachter. Hopefully I'm pronouncing his name correctly. I'm probably butchering it like crazy. He actually works on gameplay animation as a senior animator. And a lot of the things he implements are pretty cool. So you can see he's been at Rockstar for 16 years, transferred from the NYC office to the San Diego office. And under his page, it literally says Grand Theft Auto 6, technical gameplay animation, works closely with design to plan and implement unique, story-driven animation vignettes. Redefine and clean up all motion capture, create movement sets, and work closely with mission designers to ensure implementation as intended, and scenario creation in state, machine editor, character, prop flags, tagging, motion matching, blending, etc. So honestly, one of the big things here is motion matching. And this is going to make the game feel so realistic because all the transitions are going to be really seamless. Now, in case you guys don't know what motion matching is, so for example, if you're animating a character, you would usually have a set of distinct animations. So you would have them walking or running. So when we're controlling the character, you need to be able to switch between those smoothly. So let's say you're controlling like Arthur Morgan in Red Dead Redemption 2 or Michael DeSanta in GTA 5. You're walking, you push the run button. When the run animation initiates, remember that the game has to use a in-between cycle. It's not just going to go from walking to running. You kind of get some momentum. And as the character gets more complex with jumping, changing directions, attacking, etc., you end up with a lot of different cases where you can't account for every single transition from one animation to another. What motion matching is going to do is it will intelligently blend these animations so it will look as smooth as possible from one animation to another. So basically, it figures out on its own, all right, this character's left foot is on the ground, so I'm going to start the next animation where the left foot is on the ground, and much more. It's going to look so nice. That's really, really cool. So I'm glad that Rockstar is definitely implementing this in GTA 6. And it looks like the game is definitely going to have a lot of unique story-driven cutscenes. I wonder if the game is almost going to feel like a really long movie. And that's kind of how GTA 5 felt like. It's kind of how Red Dead Redemption 2 felt like as well, where you could almost make it into a major motion picture and you'd be like, this makes sense. I kind of get that. And what's great is a lot of the things he's talking about here, we're already seeing in some of the best games that have recently come out. Like, for example, motion matching is already in The Last of Us Part 2, which is probably one of the best games, not only story-wise, but graphically of all time. So needless to say, we're getting some awesome details here on the development of GTA 6, and this really does get me excited. And maybe details like this actually explain why the game is taking so long. This could be Rockstar's biggest and best project yet, with them using a whole lot of tech that we haven't seen in previous installments yet. Now, something else I kind of speculated on with all this seamless switching, do you think this confirms there's going to be multiple characters? We saw that in GTA 5, obviously. To a degree, we saw that in Red Dead Redemption 2, playing as Arthur and John Marston. Is there going to be multiple characters here? I'm not sure. Definitely something to think about here, and obviously with the updated consoles and improved techniques of development, it becomes more and more possible to implement all this stuff compared to previous games. I'm excited to see this in action amongst, obviously, the abundance of cool new things that'll be implemented, such as the graphics and all that sort of good stuff. But I'd love to hear from you guys in those comments down below on everything we discussed in this video today. What do you think of this information that's kind of been revealed by these Rockstar Games employees on their LinkedIn pages about the development of GTA 6, which is also looking like more and more it's going to be the official title of the next game? Let me know what you're thinking in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go and enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.